Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. Let's go for it. No. Made a mistake. I alt-tabbed. I couldn't see chat. I'll tab back in. Hopefully I won't do the out of cursor thing. We're in a cutscene. Maybe we'll be fine. Oof. I don't know if I'm imagining it. Feels like she's running. I think I'm definitely. A nice long walk on the beach. I'm matching that way too early. I did alt tab out. Fuck. Okay, fixed. Wasted a couple seconds there though, having to fix some stuff. Wasn't actually that bad of moving getting out of there. Usually mess that up with the camera angle change. Oh, got stuck on the head. Need up.
嫌だわ。まだいたのかしら。もうすっかり綺麗になったと思っていたのに。いちいち数なんて数えてないから仕方ないわね。まあいいわ。誰一人。私は許しはしないんだから。
Don't die achieved. First note completed. Oh. Say yes, not no. Wonder. If there's ever gonna be a way to like sequence break, could be probably somehow opening that. Like moving the barrel. If you could interact with it from the other side of the door in a certain way. Maybe my one guess to the one possible skip in the entire game would be if you could do that. I believe I said no. No, it should default it to yes and not to no. It'd be so much easier. If she spawned here, will I be unlucky? Here, fine. Ooh.
お前がもっと美しければ、あんな野蛮人との貿易で儲けた成金の若造と親子にならずに済んだものを。私に似ればよかったのだ。いつ見ても気に障る。まったく持って汚い黒髪だ。
なんてどうでもいいじゃ
なんだ、父である私に意見する気か。聞け、スペンサー家のご令状。馬に踏まれたような醜い顔だが、金髪というだけで公爵家との縁談が決まったそうだ。
Time for a dining room peekaboo. I keep doing that. I keep turning there to that door. I'm turning here to this door.
鬼ごっこが好きなのね。いいわよ。遊んであげるわ。お前たちが殺したの。殺してやる。許さない。許さない。
I'm very good at hide and seek.
してお父様乱暴にしないで。
使用人たちの噂がまさか本当だったとはな。お前は一体どこからこんな汚らしい猫を連れてきたのだ。
お父様のおっしゃる通りよ。猫が欲しいのならもっといいのを買ってあげるわよ。その子を返してちょうだい。
よりにもよってこんな不吉な黒猫を。おい、フットマンに処分させろ。
やめて、その子に何かしたら許さないから。
なんという口の利き方だ。見ろ、母親のお前そっくりのヒステリー女。
あなたなんてことをおっしゃるの。ひどいわ。 当然よね。この男に与えられるべき当然の報いだわ。でもなぜかしら少しも楽にならないの。飽きたわ。そろそろ消えてちょうだい。
Escaped again.
お前たちが殺した。
Get juked, idiot. How's our luck gonna be on Lophiliari? Find out. Good so far. Hear her.
「我が夫ながら本当に嫌な男だわ。虫唾が走るわよ。卑屈で傲慢で。お前もそう思うでしょ？はい、奥様。この際毒でも持ってやろうかしら。そうすれば晴れて未亡人。先日お見かけした子爵様、若くてお美しい方だったわ。そうだ、注文させたクジャクの扇はまだ届かないの？ええ。急がせてちょうだいな。今度の子爵様にお会いするパーティーに間に合わないじゃない。
Right. If we get doll RNG on Ophelia's room. That doesn't sound like good. That sounds like straight fucking here. It is. Excuse me. Is it dangerous? I didn't know if potentially bumping into it would instantly kill me. It did not seem like it did. I don't know if I need to trigger the cat or not, but just to be safe. And back the way we came. And if the doll's still here, if it's swapped to the other side in the room. I don't hear it, so I'm guessing it's swapped to the other side. Oh no, there it is. Fine, it didn't notice me. And we need to hope for good Ophelia RNG again. Please do not be out here on the landing. Okay, we're good. You're gonna be in the room. No, okay, good Ophelia RNG. I kind of don't like that she just appears here. I think it would have been funnier if she like opened the like curtain thing there or something. Because it was really funny when she just like drops the sheet that was over her head.
気にかけることといったら自分のウエストの細さばか
I guess they really wanted this camera with like her shadow in the window and stuff, which is pretty cool. So
クジャクの扇は使えないわね
you could have put it on the other side though. Had her do it.
いい気
Like changing divider. Oh, don't get stuck on stuff. Being stuck on stuff is bad, it kills you. The shadows look weird. I guess not shadows, light beams? In the windows or wherever? Lots of music room. Almost done with Ophelia's. Almost done with the level that can kill us. And ruin the run. Right, the reason I put this level first is because it's the only one which, I can potentially fail in and then not be able to get true ending anymore. Gotta get our ashes. And we are in the home stretch. We can get to Ophelia's room after that. We should be safe and no longer able to fail the run, unless if I fuck up picking up ashes somewhere. I don't talk to Charlotte enough or something. I don't know if the dolls are spawned here though. I don't think anytime I've gone through this point of it, I don't think I've heard them. Maybe I am safe already. actually mean I... Right? Okay. Hmm. We might run into time trouble with dinner. We'll see. Because I've still got 2 more levels to do after this. They're like 30 to 40 minutes each. By 4:45. I was hoping to be done by 6. We'll see though.
今行くって言ってるでしょ。馬車で待ってなさい。ほら、早くこの中に入りなさい。何してるの？早く入りなさいよ。こんなところにいたら死んじゃうわ。さあ、早く。そう、おとなしくしてなさい。私の部屋に着くまで泣いちゃダメよ。いい子ね。
I do like the design of this church. I wish there was like more horror, scary, like church. on aesthetics.
お父様やお母様がやったんじゃないの。使用人でも誰でもない。本当は私があの子に名前を呼んであげたかった。
Hey, we got to the hardest part. The like most dangerous part, I guess. Ooh.
これ私の手紙。ありがとう。この手紙はとても大切なものなんです。見つかってよかった。
Alright, what's our first number? Five. 5 is our first. That's like the actual worst I can get, because it's in the middle of the wrong way no matter which way you go. That's bad on you. Five, 3.
あなたはさっきの窓の外を見ていたんです。こんな日に外へ出られないなんて残念。ほら、向こうに見えますか？あの場所にはバラ園があるんですよ。病気が治ったらあのバラ園に行く約束をしているの。
Alright. Time to break a code. Five, 3. Oh my god, it's actually a lower number. It's like never lower number. It's never a lower number though. Unlucky. That was like... The third number is almost always a higher number, and it was 2 this time. That's bad RNG. If I was competing against a PB, that would probably be a reset. Luckily, there is no PB. And that leaves a lot of room for improvement if I ever want to PB and want to do another run. I don't mind, but... is unfortunate. Now we go to the Dave Road. I also started getting lost on like how many times I like, did I check that number with that number yet? Oh no.
お人形見つけてくれたんですね。あ
りがとう。この子の名前はアンナ。ママがおばあちゃんからもらったお人形よ。私、ママの顔を覚えていないの。ママは私がまだ赤ちゃんの時に亡くなったから。それでも寂しいと思ったことはないのよ。だって私にはパパがいるもの。
I have to remember I have to pick up this envelope. It doesn't auto-hand it to me, it's only the last one. Gotta remember to pick up before I leave the room.
パパは戦争で今は戦地に行っているの。通信兵をしているんですって。手紙は全部戦地のパパからなんです。毎日何度も読み返しているから紙が少し破けてきちゃった。あなたにお願いがあるんです。テーブルの上の手紙を看護婦のルーシーに渡してきてくれませんか？今日はあまり具合が良くなくて。
Got the letter. Get it. Definitely gonna be the last run. Like, I'm gonna have to cut the stream once we finish this because I have to eat, I have to shower, I have to prep a deck for standard tomorrow because I haven't been out to standard for a few weeks. I'm gonna make it out. Took some weeks off because of the holidays, but to get my gaming back in.
「友達が退院したんです。とても嬉しいけれど 寂しい。
You have to remember to talk to her multiple times here to get the dialogue to
先
trigger
生
the
が来て
ashes.
これからは痛い注射も苦い薬も飲まなくていいっておっしゃったの。私の病気だいぶ良くなっているみたい。それにね、ルーシーから新しいお薬をもらったんです。そのお薬はお菓子みたいに甘くて本当に美味しかったの。また飲みたいな。雪はや
There you go. Yeah, we got our dialogue. The director's room.
Kimiはまだろくに入院費も払えない子供を治療しろと。
ええ。だってこのままだとあの子は。
どうせ助からんさ。あんな患者に無駄な治療をするなどバカバカしい。
そんな。先生、どうかお慈悲を。
慈悲慈悲ならもう十分にかけてやっているではないか。本来ならすぐにでも放り出しているところだ。そうしないだけでもありがたいと思いたまえ。
でも。
そうか。それなら君が払うのかね、彼女の治療費を。結局のところ君もその程度なのだよ。
いいえ、私は。
恥じることなどないさ。人間誰しも自分が一番可愛いものだ。
Oh, I'm fucking stupid. Oh no 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 no! I'm wasting time. I'm wasting time. I saw a D room. I went, oh yeah, it's the director key room. No, it's the document key room that gets you the director key. We goofed. Alright. Time to save in future run. A lot of time to save on the Trilet split in future. We also got terrible RNG on the codes, so. Now the next time I do a true ending run, whenever that'll be. I do enjoy it. It is just like comfy. I am just chilling. The problem is, very few people want to watch this. I don't know what to talk about while doing the runs. Like, I'm just kind of ranting in my head about Stars Unlimited players because I saw really bad takes in comments for the game about the game's longevity. It's like, do I want to rant about Stars Unlimited while doing a speedrun? I don't know. Is that what people want to see? I don't know. Like, people are so against the rotation, it's wild. Like, it'll kill the game. It's like, no, it won't. It stops the meta from being sell. I'll lose all money on my card investments. It's like, I mean, you'll lose that money if the game dies because the meta's stale and everyone gets priced out. So either your cards have to be reprinted a ton to the point where they don't have value because they're reprinted all the time, or they need to be power crept out, making them worthless, so that people buy the new sets, which will also, you know, end up making your cards worthless, so you lose value there. So like, reasonably, or you have a really aggressive ban list, which will eventually ban them and make them worthless. So like, realistically, rotation is the smartest and least destructive because you just make a second legacy format where they're still playable and you still have them playable in Twin Suns, and then they hold their value. Like, all the other options lead to the cards being unplayable in the format and not having other formats you can play them in, where a rotation allows a second format to keep them playable and therefore keep their, you know, some of their value. But also, fuck everyone who's like, oh, my card investments. You don't invest in trading card games. You trade the cards. Don't worry. Trading card games are not meant as investments. And anyone who tells you otherwise is fucking con man. It's a Ponzi scheme, right? Because they're like, you should buy Charizards. They're gonna hold value. It's like, they're not. That person's telling you to buy Charizards because they want their Charizards to hold value. So then when they talk everyone else into buying Charizards, the price goes up, they sell their Charizards off, and then they get out because, I mean, now you're required, you want those Charizards to keep value to convince the next generation that Charizards have value. So then you're trying to convince kids, hey, you should gamble and play, like, collect and get Charizards. And it works, because you have a bunch of these these YouTubers doing this, where they're like, Charizard's the best, we all want Charizard, oh, it's all about the money, it's all about investment, and I have, like, fucking 8-year-olds at the local game store going, like, open a pack, like, oh, this card's only worth $2, I want the one that's worth $100, it's like, what the fuck, kid? Like, cause it'll go up to, like, 1,000 over time, it's like, no, you should be just liking that you got a Pokemon you like, and, like, playing the game, like, investors have ruined TCG, I swear to fucking, so fucking disillusioned. I love playing TCGs, but I'm so disillusioned with the scene, with the fucking investor fucking termites, actual cockroaches, fucking parasites. It's great. Like, and I'm saying this as someone who watched, like, opening videos and stuff, like, 10 years ago. Back then, it was all about community. It's like, yeah, I'm opening, I want these cards, they're so cool, they're so fun. I'm trading with everyone. Like, my viewers and stuff are making, like, mystery packs and sending cards back and forth. Now it's just like, I want the money, and people send them it, like, here's a card you don't have. I want to be on your big YouTube screen. I want the clout. It's like, what the fuck? There's a few who aren't like that, but, like, I see some and they're all, like, just obsessed with nothing but the monetary value, and I can't stand them. And then I'll hear kids talk about how that's, like, all they watch. They just sit at home and watch them and then go spend all their money on Pokemon cards. And then they don't even take care of their cards anyways. Like, it's such a grift. Hearing people talk about my investments in Stars Unlimited is, like, just as bad. It's like, don't worry. Stars Unlimited will never hold value. Magic holds value because they have, like, a ton of super broken cards that they can never reprint, and Pokemon holds value, like, because of how old they are and how they were from a time before sleeves and everything, where, like, necessary and card games were so big, there were so many fewer, like, printed copies of each card, and the ones that did exist got really beaten up because they weren't protected. Nowadays, you get, like, 10 times the number printed, and, like, half of them get pulled and immediately get fucking graded and slabbed. And it's like, okay, those cards aren't gonna have value because, you know, a PSA 10 won't have value if there's 200 PSA 10s, right? A PSA 10 Black Lotus would be insane value because it'll be the only one. Like, maybe one day there'd be a second. You look at, like, PSA 10 Charizards from Obsidian Flames or whatever, and it's like, oh, there's like 700 of them. Cool, that means that card's worthless, like, straight up, for investments. But no, people are like, oh, it's all about investment. Play the fucking game, enjoy playing the game, go to tournaments, go meet community, play with other players. Your investment should be the people you get to meet at locals and have fun with. That is the investment you get out of the money you spend at trading card games. The community you make and the friends you make, not fucking how much you can swell your bank account. So I was like, I don't want to rant, and then I ranted. And I'm like, I don't know what to talk about, because I can just be very negative. That's about it. Yep. Got that. Yeah. For some reason my brain went to where you pick up the doll, but yeah, investing in trading cards is like investing in fucking NFTs. At least you have a physical thing unlike an NFT, but it's like it fully requires for there to be value for like people to continue to give it value. Like it doesn't have value on its own. It needs value by players, which means it either needs to be playable still, which means the game needs to be alive, it needs to be collectible, which means players want it. Like this is what ruined why Schwarz was all the other games or all the other cards lost out value because of how much people are just putting in, I want to collect SPs. The game has, like, stores can't carry the game anymore or justify because people won't buy from the store when they can get sealed cases from backpack sellers online at retail cost, because the backpack sellers just buy a bunch and then resell them at cost and or open like one or two until they break even on SSP sales that are graded, and then they sell the rest off. So people can buy a playset at dirt cheap, cheaper than, you know, it'd take to pull cards. So LGSs can't compete because they can't get away with that. There's not really a big enough market for it, and the you know, financial risk until the SPs sell is too high. So there's nowhere hosting games because no one can justify hosting it when they can give the slot to a different community that actually spends money. So the game's just dying. And all those people who spent all that money on those graded SSPs are going to lose all their investment worth because the game's going to be dead. And no one's going to think they're worth anything anymore because they're not even playable. And the players, who are the ones who care about SPs, won't exist anymore. And they can't even see that they're like dooming themselves or killing themselves. It's the same fucking shit. I say it's like, I do card openings on my stream and go like, oh, I want this card because I want to play it. I want to like, I enjoy opening packs. It is gambling. It's having fun. And sometimes I'll go, oh, this card's worth this much money. Not because it's an investment, because it's like, oh, I don't need this card right now. I can trade it for its current value to buy one of the cards I do need. Or trade it. Then, like, if it loses value, it loses value. If the card I trade for loses value, it loses value. That's fine. I'm not, like, trying to sell them to make money. That would be stupid. There's a way to make money off opening packs. If you want to make money in cards, it is literally buying singles from people, grading them, and then Ponzi scheme, convincing other people they're worth more. And trying to get people to invest in that. It's disgusting. Or you have to be a game store. This is like, actually, yeah, this makes sense that this would be about where any ending would be ending, because you only have to redo 2 stories instead of the 3. Finish 2 stories and we're gonna start the 3rd. I don't think this is gonna be a sub 2-hour run, at least not with that bad of a Charlotte. Maybe there could be some better ones. I think what gets me too is that people are like, no, we need a legacy with just a ban list. It's so fucking stupid, because it's like, then just don't play the fucking rotation format. Just play the legacy format once it happens. They're like, no, it'll split the player base. It'll never survive. It's like, what makes you think that? They're like, we have 20 people out for Magic and only 8 for Sewer. It's like, cool, the game's been out for less than a year. 8 people consecutively weekly is actually decent turnout. Like, you're like, oh, I'll split the player base. Like, no, with that player base, it's going to be your community decides one of the two. Or you alternate week by week. And you'll probably still have those same 8 come out. And it'll be easier to get new players into the fucking standard rotating format, because they won't need all the old cards. So it'll be easier for new players to get in, and numbers will go up. The other wild thing about that is, okay, so you got 8 players within the first year. A rotation's not going to happen until like 3 years in. By that time, if you haven't grown past 8 players, you're never growing past 8 players. Your local community sucks and it's dead. And no one wants to join you, and it's probably because of the players, not the game. Like, if you can't grow your community, you need to look inside. I say this as someone who fought very hard to grow their local White Forest community. And I understand it could not grow partly because of some of the members in the community, but also members of the staff at the stores host at who would just refuse to support because waifu game, cute girl, like all these people are like pedos and shit, and it's like, which wasn't true at all, but like people just say shit like that because it's an anime game, right? And so it turns people away because they're like, oh yeah, they're playing like the cute girl deck. They like a freak. It's and then you had some players who like, you have someone who's like, they're all like that, and then you do have the one player who is like that, and you're like, I'm uncomfortable. Why are you like this? And you have some other people who like, you know, anime references all the time that massively turns people off. Like, there are people. And despite that, I did consistently get new people in. It was just hard to get people to stick around long term because the games didn't have good support and it was done. But despite that, I did continue to introduce it to new people. It also didn't help that the story decided, hey, you used to be on Saturdays and getting like almost 16 people. Now you're on Wednesdays and you're getting 4. We're gonna kill the game. It's like, oh, you should have just given a Saturday back. They're like, no, we don't want events on Saturdays. And now they have fucking Magic Standard on Saturdays anyways, and they get 8 people. So like, Weiss was still bigger than fucking it would have been. The thing the store says, which I agree with, was no one was buying from the store. People are just buying playsets online. And that's, again, like, you have to look inward at your own community. our community, a lot of them could not afford stuff or did not want to afford stuff from the store, and so they would not buy from the store. It was something I couldn't fix as much as I tried. So I understand why it failed. It's not something I entirely blame on, like, well, that's if there was a rotation. Their fault for, like, there's inward and outward factors, and you can acknowledge some, but you have to acknowledge your own. People who are like, we're stuck 8, we're not gonna grow. It's like, maybe that's because the game's not accessible enough. Because the best cards only from set 1, which were underprinted, and you refuse to let it go and don't want it rotated, and it'll keep it in that limbo of these cards being underprinted, people not being able to get a hold of them, and them being too expensive. Maybe that's why you can't. I'm just saying. I'm very opinionated about card game stuff, as one can tell. I'm very frustrated at the discourse I've seen online and how bad people's takes are. People are like, rotation's evil, and then they go and play Commander, and then they complain about the guy who brought their $20,000 CDH deck and shit on them on turn 2. And it's like, yeah, that's what happens without rotation, numbnuts. Isn't that what you fucking wanted? Freak. It's all this tranquil, peaceful, comfy forest walking, me just be like, absolute fucking freaks. Bad opinions. Fucking can't think their way out of fucking, like, can't think about this at all. Don't understand the logistics about, like, cost of a game surviving versus community versus blah 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 blah. I'm just saying gibberish nonsense now. I'm just autopiloting this run so hard. In the comfy end game, which is time for me to rant and be salty. And the people are like, oh, the game's so trait heavy though. If you ban out this set and we lose all the trait support, it's like there's like 6 more sets to come. It can get reprinted. New cards with those traits can be added. Like, oh, this trait won't be playable in the standard rotation anymore. So fucking what? My favorite deck was ninjas in standard. I can't play ninjas right now. There's only 2 ninjas with that trait. That was my favorite standard deck. Was like Kamigawa ninjas, and I can't play it. But you know what? That's fine. I can play other decks. People are like, oh, what if, can you play Sabine Green without the Rebel package? It's like, if you can't just play Sabine Yellow, who the fuck cares? Like, maybe it's a good thing that in 3 years people won't be able to still play Sabine Green. Like, do we need Sabine Green at the top? Wait, why did I start running for bits and stop? Do we need Sabine Green at the top of the fucking metagame for 3 years straight? Probably not. Like, that would be a problem in itself. I'm sure you can be like, well, it's the mono red deck of the format, so it's like always good to have like one aggro burn deck around. Like, yeah, sure, but it would be top of the meta. If Rebel package is too strong and you ban it and it has to make do with like a different package and it is now like still playable but not like the top of the meta, then that's fine. It's actually good for the game long term. The people just don't get sick of seeing Sabina every fucking table and quitting because they want to play other decks and can't because they all lose to Sabine and it's not fun because you just play against Sabine every time, right? Like, you always need mono red to be viable in Magic, but if it is ever the best deck in the format, your format sucks. It's actually like the worst. No one wants to play a format where mono red is the only playable deck. You can't have aggro be your best deck in the format. At least not for very long. It's fine every once in a while, but like, this is why Yu-Gi-Oh sucks. Everything's like constantly turning into turn 1 win decks and stuff. And not always. Like sometimes they'll ban stuff and it's fine, but what like it reaches that point a lot and then they don't ban for a while and it's people just are like, this meta is terrible. That's what happened to Flesh and Blood for like a whole set. Best deck in format was just the best aggro deck and everything else was unplayable and like literally no one showed up to locals for 2 weeks or 2 months or however much. It was like for like almost, it was like the entire part of the Misrail set, just no one showed up because it wasn't fun. And they finally banned stuff. I hate to say it, but as much as people hate rotation, rotation is the proven way to keep a game alive. Right? You think of the oldest TCGs still running, any that aren't like terrible basically have rotation, right? Like Magic, Pokemon, they both rotate. You can be like, well, Cardfight Vanguard doesn't, White Horse doesn't. White Horse has a specific set of standalone sets, and it's been the power creep's so bad that you basically rotate where every 2 years you have to buy a new set anyways because your old one isn't playable. Cardfight Vanguard, they have rebooted like 5 fucking times. Like, that is not a good example of a game that like didn't need a fucking ban list. Yu-Gi-Oh! Things are banned all the time, and you have a problem where it's like, oh, this card's in every deck, so we banned it. And then we printed a card that does a similar effect for certain decks, but only in one set, and only it's a super rare, so it's $600 right now. Like, that's not better. That's not fucking better. And part of that is Konami USA being fucking greed lords, because half the cards have multiple printings in Japan to make them cheap, but Flesh and Blood has a really unique rotation system where different cards have different traits that go with certain leaders. And when the leader wins too much, they rotate those leaders, and then like the stuff that works with those leaders off those traits aren't good or playable. Because like they might not be playable until they print a new leader that uses those traits, and it'll be like a more balanced one. And then they have a legacy format too, where you can just play whatever. It's really neat. So if they release like that aggro deck that was too good. There's two formats. There's classic constructed, there's blitz. I think the things are like rotated out based on like how much tournaments wins they have. And I think they have like young and old or like adult. The young are for the blitz, the young heroes, and then the adult heroes are for classic constructed. The young version of that hero, I think I was told, rotated in 2 weeks of tournaments because it like took so many top places and just like was so overwhelmingly broken. And so it like kind of self-corrected and banned itself, which is something SWU could actually do and kind of did, right? Boba Fett's too broken. It wins too much, so they banned Boba Fett. I actually am not convinced Boba Fett's needed banning. I think the bigger problem was the community refuses to play other decks, and they just blindly say decks are bad because people online say that, and there's a huge appeal to authority issue. And they're like, well, but Boba's still winning. It's like, yeah, because people were playing Boba for like months before the next set came out, so they're comfortable on it. They're playing against people who are testing new decks. You have to give some time for like new leaders to like take space. Right? No one played Django until after Boba was banned. Maybe Django is good into Boba. No one fucking plays what's her name, Fennec Shand, and they were all saying she's terrible for the longest time. Now they're finally catching on and going, actually she's not that bad, she does okay, she kind of beats Django Red. It's like, well, how is she into Boba? Do we know? No, because no one played it, because people refused to play new things. We just all played the best thing. Or what they thought was the best. Because that's what a YouTuber told them. And actually, because they had the full like set list of set 1 months before it came out, people are actually playing Boba for like half a year because people were proxying before the game came out and playing it. And went, oh yeah, the best decks are like Sabine, Boba, and Iden. And then set 2 came out. No one really experimented with a lot of set 2 leaders. Some got some experimentation. People went, oh, these are actually pretty good. But most of them, they're like, nah, it's not good. Or, oh, they don't have the trait support. They need more stuff. But it's like, have you tried all of them? You know, the combination. Same thing with set 3. They're like, ah, it's not good. We need more of this mechanic. It's like, but do you? You actually tested it. I don't know. I think people just play against some of the locals and go, oh, it's bad. And it's like, well, maybe your local player is just not great. Or I keep playing against someone and I can't beat them. It's like, maybe you're just bad. Thought of that one. Rabble. Like, there's people online who say something's bad, and they play, like, online games on, like, Carabast or Tabletop Sim for, like, play, like, a ton of games a day to make content. And they're like, Fennec Shan's terrible, Fennec Shan's terrible. And I go out to my locals, I get to play 3 games of SWU a week, and I'm like, well, I'm undefeated on Fennec Shan, and I'm playing against the top decks. Are we sure this is, you know, bad, or, like, have you played it? Have you just played against it? Have you even thought about how to play it? Are you just trying to get the content in and waiting for someone else to make a deck and do results because you can't deck build yourself or shit? Like, everyone listens to you because you have a YouTube channel with followers. I don't know. Without a proper online system with a rank mode like MTG Arena, if I see Ashlos will make a deck and say this deck's good, and then show like a 70% win rate in Mythic, I'll be like, okay, yeah, that could be a good deck. What decks did we run into? Okay, so mostly mid range. So it's good into mid range stuff. Nice. Like you can look at that when someone's like, this deck's bad on fucking. Ooh, it's like, yeah, I play into Carabas. I don't know the skill level of my opponents, but I beat them. They're playing weird off-meta stuff too. Or they're playing a meta thing, but don't like they're messing up all the time. We're like, I need to just not watch anything screw related except for the Ice Cave podcast, because at least I know Doa comes from multiple comparative scenes and like has some ability to reason out, think about what they're doing. I actually like their deck building videos because they talk about what they think about while deck building and why they think about it, and I think that's really helpful for people who want to learn how to deck build to watch. Ice Cave or Snow Cave? Only SWU content creator I'll watch at this point. Respect. I can respect Veiled Shots saying like, hey, I'm gonna play on Carabas. I don't care if I get screwed as a creator and can't be like sponsored by them or whatever, because I think this is just the best way to play right now and I want to make the best content. That I can respect. That I can also. No, some of his he's the one who made the video that I saw the comments on saying like, oh, we shouldn't have rotation. I don't like how baity some of his content is to try to get the drama like that. And then like I'll play into it. I'll fucking type in the comments and say like it should just be rotation. Yeah. The other reasons are bad. Like here you go. And then people respond and they go like, but my money. And it's like, yeah, but you'll lose more money if you don't rotate. Actually. We don't have good player base. It's like that's a you problem. That's none of your LGSs believed in the game or bought into it, so that's kind of on them. FLG so won't have support over 3 years. It's like, you know, that's a valid potential criticism because FLG does have a habit of doing that. You know, maybe they're right. Maybe we don't have to think about rotation because there's not going to be one because the game's going to be dead in 3 years. It's entirely possible. At which point, I'll rip everyone who is like, I don't want rotation because of my money. You're not having money anyways. Then you get fucking chuds who are like, well, look at something like Melee. The game's been around forever and it's still improving. It's like, yeah, that's because they're finding new tech or like implementing tech on. Right? So much more in Melee than there is in card games. Like, not a correct one-to-one comparison because it requires skills that are not just good decision making. Like you have to be able to physically do stuff that you do not like there are skills of dexterity in that game that there are not in trading card games that change how a game can be approached and how a skill is expressed. Alright, so I'll stop ranting about this now. I needed something to talk about while doing this section because this is a very long section and it's mostly walking back and forth. And I was like, what do I talk about? Do I talk about swoo drama? Sure, let's talk about swoo drama. And I talked about swoo drama. And I'm like, what do I want to talk about now? Should I talk about books? I can talk about books. I've been reading The Dead Cattail Assassins by P. Jelly Clark. It's really good. Really enjoying that. I've got like 3 chapters left. Like 30 something pages? No. Something pages. I'm not sure. But I might finish that tonight. My first book of the year. Fantastic. Everything by P. Jelly Clark is fantastic. I have enjoyed everything I've read that he has put out. There's only one other thing I don't think I've read yet, but it's like a kid's novel. I'm probably gonna read it because I think I have a read a kid's novel challenge where like the yearly challenges from Storygraph stuff. And I've also been reading Floating Hotel, which like just a chapter before bed, on and off a bit since last year. I'm like maybe a third of the way in. I really enjoy. I enjoy those types of like character dramas where there's not like a ton of plot. It's mostly like about the experience of something between characters more so than what is happening itself. I really enjoy stories like that, like Becky Chambers, A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, Record of Space Point of View, The Closing Comet Orbit, all of those. That series I really like. It's very similar to those, it feels like. I like my plot series too. It's almost like a just like sci-fi slice of life, and I like slice of life shows too. So I watch less slice of life now. They're starting to feel a bit repetitive. I don't feel like there's been any new really breakout. Every once in a while there's like a new breakout slice of life, but I don't feel like I see them as often as I used to. When there was like the renaissance around Kaon and stuff. That I just had a higher tolerance for bad shows and watched a lot of mediocre ones. Was also part of the case. I'd almost say there's some good newer ones like Comic Girls, but that came out in like 2018. I haven't watched a lot of anime in general recently. I still have to finish Dan to Dan. I've been juggling playing card games with working and then trying to stream more again and then reading. I haven't really had much anime time between it all. Again, trying to sneak a league in, playing League with a friend. I've just been doing off stream. I'd be really embarrassed if I forgot a chunk somewhere, like I didn't grab the Charlotte one or something. I did though. I had to double check. I suddenly got really scared. almost done. Just gotta go paint a bird, and then we just have to climb a lighthouse. Like 15-20 minutes. Definitely over 2 hours, sadly. Though I did waste a lot of time in Charlotte's level, so. Can't believe this stream's like at 6 hours. I probably put like 30 plus hours into routing and then doing runs of this game already, or something absurd. Like, it's gotta be a lot. Maybe not 30. A surprising amount for a game that, like, I don't think anyone's probably ever gonna run besides me. But I think the game is neat, so I do it. Fun and comfy, so. I just wish it was like a bit more entertaining. Keep people here and chatting. I can't believe I spent literally almost this whole Bluebird section ranting about trading card game players. Incredible. We're almost there. Let's go.
青い鳥さん、逃げないで。お願い。マリーと一緒に来て。お兄ちゃんの病気を治してあげて。お願い。
Okay. So long. Thanks for all the fish time. Mm. Wonder if the name in the list at the end, if those are maybe like supporters or backers, if there is a Kickstarter for this. I'm not. That could be. That would be really neat if that's how they incorporate. I know it's implied like other names of people he has to go like help move on or something, but or potentially people he has already helped move on. Although the names of Celia, Charlotte, and them there, so maybe it. I would assume it's future. Oh. Really messing up those menus. And we're almost there. Almost. Almost no point to having that last split. E. 206.35. Not great, not terrible. I definitely messed up quite a bit in Charlotte's area. I definitely could have done some stuff better in the confession because I still new to it and a bunch of the menuing was weird. Sub 205 is definitely possible. It'd be really cool if sub 2 hours is possible. I don't know that it is, but really, really optimal movement and menuing, maybe. And good RNG on Charlotte. Like the brute force code. And that's just about perfect timing because dinner's ready, so I'm gonna have to run off real fast. I'm gonna let this play out. While it plays out, I want to thank everyone who stopped by the stream. Anyone who stopped by while I've been routing this. It's been a lot of fun. Like, the game is basically a walking simulator, but it's comfy because of that. And it's been fun going through and routing. I haven't routed a game from scratch in a long time. So it's just been sort of a fun what do I call it? Not workshop, but like I don't know, just something I haven't done in forever. So like doing it again, and the act of doing it has been felt fresh, sort of, if that makes sense, and that's been fun. Even again, if it's not been that, you know, that optimized or that complex. Yeah, I've had a good time. I don't know how much more I'll continue to run this game. I said before, if I do, it'll probably be like 4 fun runs of just like a character here or there. Probably not. I don't know how much true ending stuff I'll do, but I might like here or there do like, I'm gonna do an Ophelia level run today. Just do a few of those, or like do like I'm gonna do a bunch of speedruns I want to do. I'll throw one of them in along with like say Beast of Villa Island and Homecoming or something. I don't know, but well, it's definitely probably not going to be the last time it'll be on my stream, but probably not going to see too much more of it in the coming near immediate future, just because I've got other stuff I want to work on, other projects to work on. Oh, that's the word I was looking for. It's been a fun project. Routing it from essentially scratch. So, yeah. That's going to be it for me for today. 6 hours was pretty good, yeah. I don't know when I'll stream next. I will be missing this upcoming Tuesday stream. I'm going out to a family dinner thing, so I won't be streaming then. So we're gonna miss our homecoming stream. I might try to sneak in another day. Tomorrow after work, I'm probably going out to standard locals and Monday I'm probably going out to SWU locals, so maybe Sunday I'll stream. Maybe Sunday we'll make up for the fact that there won't be a Tuesday stream. And then our next one's gonna be Wednesday because I have Wednesday off next week for some reason. Like the schedule's weird next week. I normally have Thursday, Friday off, but it's been weird because of the holidays the past 2 weeks, and then next week it continues being weird where I have Wednesday off, and then I work Thursday night, which I haven't worked a night shift in forever, so that'll be interesting. I'm gonna be real tired. So maybe Thursday morning stream. I don't know, but probably Wednesday for sure will be a stream day, and then yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we can sneak in a Sunday stream for homecoming or a casual game or something. I'm not sure. I'll probably set up a poll on Twitter to figure out what our next casual game will be. I'll probably just link on Blue Sky. So yeah, that's the plans for next week so far. Thank you all again for watching, and I'll hopefully